who should be on the Mount Rushmore of bucket getters since the 2000s. The reason why we're making this video is because Kevin Durant, after hitting the game winner against Chicago, he was walking back to the bus and he got stopped by a journalist who asked him to give him his four top scores since the 2000s. So I thought KD had a pretty interesting answer, so we're going to cover it. So before we play what KD had to say, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and then we can come back and react to it.
Mount Rushmore, you're a scorer, you're a bucket getter. Since the year 2000, if you did a Mount Rushmore of bucket getters, I need 4 on the mountaintop, on the spot. Who are your 4? You got to be one.
Yeah, I mean, of course. What up, champ? You good? All right, now. Me, Kobe, since 2000.
Yeah.
Me, Kobe, T-Mac, Bron.
There you go.
So there you have it. Before we even dived into the topic, I was looking on the internet, researching numbers and everything, and I came across a comment from Carmelo Anthony, who I guess got upset by the fact that he was left off the list, and he had this to say. So nothing too crazy, but, he showed that, he believes he belongs on the Mount Rushmore. So let's talk about it. Do we agree with the list? Do we not? I believe at first it's fair and it's necessary to define what should be a bucket getter. In my opinion, we have two sides of the whole definition. First off, the technical aspect. For me, when I think of a bucket getter, it's, okay, if I hand you the rock, no matter the situation, can you get a bucket? So you have to look at the skill set. Can you score from everywhere on the court, at least 3 levels, meaning threes, layup, pull-up, mid-range, or whatever? Do you have go-to move or a few go-to moves? And do you have the ability to get to a spot and create a high percentage shot a lot? And you can even add, can you get fouled and go and knock down the free throws? So all of it goes into being a bucket getter, in my opinion. KD did not give his, but I believe this is a good definition. So that's the first layer. The second one then is, even after looking at all of the skill set, it's about the results and the facts. Because some guys have amazing games, silky smooth, a bunch of moves, but when it comes down to it, they still can't get a high percentage shot because they're trying to do too much. I can think of guys like, for example, Jaylen Brown, who has a bag, in my opinion. I know people like to make fun of his left hand or whatever, but when it comes down to it, I wouldn't put him up there with the most reliable bucket getters in the league currently. We're not even talking about Mount Rushmore. That's just an example like that. You have guys like Jordan Poole, too, who can get, when he's hot, he has all the moves, but when you look at the overall results and at the totality, I guess, of a season, is not one of the most reliable bucket getters at all. So y'all get the point. So if you look at the names that KD gave, I think there are 2 that we don't even need to discuss, which are obviously Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant. Kevin Durant is arguably the most unguardable player of all time, just because of the mobility that he's had, as the height, the efficiency. He has a good enough handle to get to a spot. He'll pull the 3 like he doesn't even see you. Like, KD is that guy when it comes to scoring. And Kobe Bryant is one of the only guys, I believe, in my opinion, with Michael Jordan, who has an argument at being better at scoring the basketball than KD. So that goes without saying. Nobody would argue those 2 names. Now, the 2 other names that KD named, I believe, are more tricky. So first off, he named Tracy McGrady and then LeBron James. We'll start with LeBron James because I believe his case is pretty easy for me. A lot of people would be like, when it comes to the skill set, LeBron James does not have a go-to move, which I agree with. LeBron James is not the most reliable player at the free throw line. I agree with that. LeBron James, you can argue, is not a reliable 3-level scorer because he's very streaky from 3. I would agree with that. But despite all those things, we still have to look at the facts. The fact is the all-time leading scorer. The fact is, since 2000, no one has scored more points. The fact is, LeBron James still gets it done. If we are talking about prime LeBron, it doesn't matter if he had a go-to move or not. He was just so athletic, so much more athletic than the others, that he would just get to the rim. and that was a layup. And a layup, it doesn't really get more efficient and high percentage of a shot than LeBron James. Plus, if you look at game winners, which is obviously the ultimate situation to actually get a bucket, he has more than anyone in the playoffs. So I'm not even up here making the case that LeBron James is the most clutch player of all time. I don't even believe that. But I feel like LeBron James, just of the results, deserves a spot. I wouldn't put him up there number one on the Mount Rushmore of bucket getters since the 2000s, but I believe that his names need to be up there. So that's LeBron for me. The fourth name is T-Mac. T-Mac, when it comes to skill set, I believe there's no arguing, because that guy is a perfect scorer. It's KD before KD, in my opinion. That guy was so smooth, so cool with it at all the moves, simplified the game. He had the pull up. He was taller. He was stronger than most of these defenders. He was fast, athletic, everything. He had the J, and when he was as hot as anyone on earth, right? So T-Mac makes sense for that aspect. But then we have the quote unquote result aspect, and if you look at T-Mac's career, he's been great. He's been scoring the ball at a very high clip, but not for that long. He got drafted in 1997, averaged 7 points, didn't really play like that. He played 18 minutes per game. Then his minutes raised to 22.6 minutes per game the year after on the Raptors, 9 points. Then his minutes reached 31 minutes. Then he was at 15 points. Then when he played 40 minutes per game, this is when he had that big leap and he was 27 points. And from there, so we're in 2000, so from 2000 until 06-07 with the Rockets, it was 25 points per game. Now, when you look at efficiency and all that, he's not one of the best scorers of all time when it comes to efficiency. So I don't know. Does a 5 to 6 year high level run grant you Mount Rushmore credentials since the 2000s, meaning for 24 years? So you've dominated for 6 years. Should you be up there? I don't think so. That might be too short. This is where Melo, in my opinion, has a case, because Melo's run as a top scorer, I don't believe the best version of Melo was a better scorer or bucket getter than T-Mac. I don't believe that. But Melo, since a rookie, came in averaging 21 points, and then he really only fell off when he got traded to the Thunder, on which he averaged 16 points. So that's almost 13 years of dominance. So I believe Melo has a case over T-Mac. Now, Melo should still not make the list, in my opinion. I believe Dirk Nowitzki should be number 4 on that list, just because when it comes to having a go-to move that was unstoppable, changing the game with a move, Dirk Nowitzki, with that one-legged fadeaway and everything, and he actually won a ring off that shot. Being so tall, being so mobile at that height. Like, he created a bunch of the fouls that we see today. Like, for Joel Embiid, for example, he gets a lot of comparisons with Shaq and Hakeem. I see a lot of Shaq and Dirk Nowitzki, in my opinion, the way Joel Embiid kind of plays. He even referred to Dirk Nowitzki's shot a few times in interviews, saying that he really worked on that shot and everything. So, yeah, Dirk, in my opinion, would be number 4. Another guy who pretty much could raise his hand and be like, hey, don't forget about me. I might deserve Mount Rushmore credentials is James Harden, in my opinion, because I know his run as an elite scorer wasn't that long, but other than Kobe, no one reached such level, such heights when it came to scoring the ball. So James Harden, when he was in Houston, when he had those, I believe it was 3 years in a row dropping 30 a game. And while doing that, it was still a threat when he came to passing the ball. And he created a move just like Dirk with the step back. I shouldn't say created, but he really popularized, and he changed the game in a way that everyone had it, the step back, after James Harden really perfected the move, because he did not create it. So yeah, plus he could get to the rim at a very high clip. He mastered the foul baiting and everything, and he felt like, literally we had to change the rule for James Harden. None of these players that we mentioned before can say that. So James Harden, I would make him my honorable mention over Melo just because, yeah, that run, although slightly short, was so amazing when he came to scoring the basketball. And you can argue he could maybe still do a little bit of it. He could still put up 23, 24, 25 if he was a number one option. His team wouldn't go nowhere, but I believe he could still put up these numbers at a number one option right now. So here are my takes. So before we get out of here, I'm just going to recap. In my opinion, who should be the top scorer since the 2000s? So number one, we have Kobe or KD, interchangeable. It depends on who you like. But these should be the number two names. Then we have LeBron James. Then we have Dirk. These would be my four. And then honorable mention, I would have James Harden, Melo, and T-Mac in that order. So anyways, these are my thoughts. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, let's get in that conversation and have that conversation. Drop your Mount Rushmore of bucket getters since the 2000s. And if you're going to give a list or disagree with anything, please give your opinion on why. Don't just be like, yeah, this is my Mount Rushmore and I'm not arguing with anyone. Anyways, it's been your boy. See you guys later. Peace.